What's going on, guys? This is Miasin. I'm dead tired, but I'm still gonna make a video anyways because I have to. But today we will be reviewing a bunch of the newer cards that we got from Age of Overlord. It's pretty much just gonna be a bunch of pack filler, but it's going to be really interesting because some of these cards have such garbage effects that it's actually laughable. And that's the purpose of this video. But before this video starts, you already know the drill. Friendly reminder to like and subscribe, and now let's get right into it. Alright, so the first piece of information that we're getting is, well, actually, that this has nothing to do with Age of Overlord, but it's the fact that we're going to be getting Battles of Legend Chapter 1 in 2024, so in like 75 billion years, because right now we're in 2023. Wow, oh my god, no, Yaksign, you're so smart. But yeah, basically this is going to be just a bunch of reprints from the past Battles of Legend sets, and we're also going to be getting collectible dices featuring some really iconic cards like Cyber Dragon, Solemn Judgment, and Stratos. Now, nothing matters except this one, Cyber Dragon dice. There we go. Just because of this set is worth it. Anyways, let's get right into the first really very interesting cards. I'm not gonna call them garbage, I'm gonna call them interesting. Alright, the first one is Scapegoat. You know, at least the name and the artwork is cute. When your opponent activates a card effect that targets a non-token monster you control, so pretty much anything in the whole universe, you can tribute one monster, special summon one sheep token, blah blah blah, in defense. Okay, pretty bad, but it's not once per turn, but it doesn't matter because you still have to tribute. Yeah, that's really shit. Anyways, if a non-token monster you control will be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can destroy one of your tokens instead. Horrible. Absolutely complete garbage. Alright, next up is, oh yeah, that's true, I said no garbage, my bad. Anyways, Oriyori no Kamigami Nani, Dark Fairy, level 1. Once per turn, you can toss a coin until the result is tails, and if you do draw one card for every 2 heads. In theory, you could technically draw your whole deck if you just keep getting heads, and then after like 80 heads, you finally get a tails. And then, oh, will you look at that? The 5 pieces of Exodia. It's technically a 1-card combo. But, like, you might as well just buy a lottery ticket at this point. Are you an RNG god? I knew it. Yo, the guy who actually posted this, absolute living legend. Anyways, each time either player tosses a coin while this monster is on the field, its attack is doubled a number of times equal to the number of heads. Bro, like, it's I mean, it's hilarious. Look, if it's your day, it's your day. What can I say? But it's not gonna be your day, and you're probably gonna be resolving that, fizzle, and then lose because yeah. Anyways, Tao the Great Chanter. Okay, so this is actually an old card from like back in the days. It was like a vanilla monster that never got printed from like the video games, and now it actually finally got a printing as an illusion monster. So this is the beauty about people who played the video games from back in the days. We actually know a bunch of monsters back then that never were printed, and finally Konami has like the perfect excuse to finally print some older cards and not really, you know, invest too much on card design because they already have it. Anyways, this card is, again, an illusion monster, level 3. You can only use the second effect of this card's Z once per turn. Alright, so this effect is common to every single illusion monster, no exception. And then if this card is sent to the grave, you can target one illusion monster in your grave, except itself, special summon it in defense. The effect is non-negated. Also, you can special summon monsters from the graveyard for the rest of the turn, except illusion monsters. The drawback is not that big, and if it can also be sent to the graveyard from any location, so like Foolish can trigger it, and it doesn't have to be by a card effect. I absolutely love this card. I think it's really good, and yeah, I just think it's a fantastic card. So yeah, really happy that this is generic illusion support. It's pretty much building the, I mean, it's also a buff for cameras, the guy said, but it's also building up the typing so that it won't be like garbage forever. Anyways, now we've got Oyatsuma. What the hell? Oh, hold on a sec. I'm gonna at least try. Oyatsu Tsumamuhime. I think I nailed it. Anyways, Light Plant, yes. Once per turn, when a card effect is activated that targets this card, or when this card is targeted for an attack quick effect, you can special summon one token, level 1, blah blah blah. Nobody's gonna failure that, so that you can actually chain and then get a free token. Once per turn, when your opponent would special summon a monster, quick effect, you can tribute one normal monster, negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this effect is not, like, actually really bad. It's honestly, if anything, it's pretty good. It's like a Evil Zor Lagia-esque effect without the spell and trap negate. Obviously, we couldn't... the card couldn't be that good, no. But you have to tribute a normal monster, but it can be a token, so... Not gonna lie, I think this card is actually pretty cute, and even though it's not like fantastic, I'm at least gonna be giving it like a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10. I'm pretty strict because if a card is really reactive and waits until your opponent like declares an attack on it so that you can get that token, otherwise you're gonna have to rely on some other cards in your hand to generate some tokens, but being able to negate the summons of multiple monsters is pretty remarkable. Alright, now we got the biggest bait from 2023, which is a card that looks like a Ghost Sister, but it's not. Anayome Ningyo. I swear to God, what the hell are these names? Anyways, Earth Spellcaster Tuner. So first of all, I'm pretty sure almost all of the Ghost Sisters are zombies, Ghost Ogre being the only exception, being a psychic. If I recall correctly. But anyways, level 3, 0 attack, and it doesn't even have 1800 defense. It was born a traitor. 2100 defense, oh my god, but it's a tuner of level 3, like, what is this? And it physically looks like a Ghost Sister. Anyways, when you draw this card, you can reveal it, special summon it. So you can draw it in your opening hand, and you can still summon it on turn 0. At the start of the battle phase, if you have more cards in your deck than your opponent does, this card gains attack equal to the current difference multiplied by 300 until the end of this turn. Yes, okay. So I guess this is cute in like 60 card decks, because then you're gonna have like 6. Okay, yeah, I mean it's cute, yeah, in a lawn mowing deck, or if you can like mill your opponent's deck. I can't really think of like a single card that, I mean, I can't think of a few that mill your opponent's deck but doesn't mill like yours. But it's not, it's really gimmicky. So it's like, this card might be like the Grand Maju 2.0, but for poor people, basically. During the end phase, if this card is in your grave because it was sent there this turn, place it on the top of the deck. That way you're gonna draw it next turn and you're gonna be able to special summon it again and do nothing because this card is utter garbage. Way too much of a setup, sorry, and it's not even that good, even if you pull it off. Alright, now we've got UFO Light, probably gonna be the newer version of UFO Turtle and stuff like that. Fire Illusion, never mind, it's not even a machine. I got scammed. Level 8, fantastic stats for a level 8 monster. You can only use the third effect once per turn. Your opponent can't target this card with card effects during the battle phase. Absolute piss. If this card battles a monster, neither player can be destroyed by that battle. Again, no shit. It's an illusion monster. During the end phase, you can draw one card, then banish one or more cards from your hand. And if you do, this card gains 500 attack for each card banished by this effect. Yeah, I mean, literally nothing about this card is good. It's a level 8. Even if it was like a level 1, it still would have been garbage. And yeah, I'll give this card a solid 0 out of 10. I think I'm being generous. Okay, now this card is actually very interesting, and this time I'm not gonna trash it too much. Card Scanner, continuous spell card. Once per turn, you can declare one card type, monster, spell, or trap. Each player reveals the bottom card of their deck, and if they reveal a card of the declare type, they add it to their hand. Otherwise, they place it on the top of the deck. This is the kind of card that can help your opponent. So I'm already kind of skeptical about that, but at the same time, you can't stack the bottom of your deck with like the Adamantipator effect, Spot of Prosperity, the Lament monsters when you're fusing, so that you always have what you want and you're not RNGing, so that's actually not too bad. But anyways, if this card face-up card in its own spell and trap zone is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can make your opponent place one card from their hand on the bottom of the deck. That's hilarious. So yeah, I mean, this is like Awakening the Dragon S card. Not fantastic because it's only by your opponent's spell and trap. By opponent's card effect. It could be by Artifact Durand. What the heck just happened to the light? Yeah, I guess it could be because of Artifact Durandal, like you force your opponent to destroy your card, but I don't know, like this is way too gimmicky. Yeah, this is not my cup of tea, but again, it's honestly not too bad because at least you can do some interesting things with it. So yeah, being able to again search certain kind of cards, and if you're playing this in a trap deck and you keep calling traps against like combo decks, they're not going to be excavating anything because the card type that you're declaring applies for both players. So, you know, if you're playing a deck against a deck that plays 0 trap cards and you're playing like Labyrinth and you went like Prosperity and then you put back one of the other good cards that you wanted. Also, every single turn you also get that effect of potentially getting something. And when you get Dustered, at least you can make your opponent lose a card to punish your opponent from Dustering you. So if anything, the only application for this card, I want to say that is not too gimmicky and honestly kind of realistic, would be in trap decks because, again, Prosperity and the fact that nobody plays trap cards outside of trap decks and infinite impermanence, but whatever, and evenly matched. Alrighty, now we've got another interesting card. Watch for a Falling Tyray. People have called this the Kurikara or Nibiru at home. Earth Fairy, level 4, 0 attack, 0 defense. You can only use the effect of this card's once per turn. It only has one effect. If this card is in your hand, you can target one face-up monster in the main monster zone that activated its effect on this field this turn. Destroy it, and if you do special summon this card to the zone that monster was in. This card is honestly quite worse than Kurikara, let's be real, because this is not tributing anything as a part of a summoning condition. Like, you're actually triggering the effect to try to destroy your opponent's monster. This could very well be negated. This does not deal with monsters that are unaffected by card effects, unlike Kurikara. And you're also giving your opponent a monster if you're destroying something on your opponent's board. This card would have been cute if you could destroy, like, your own monsters, even if they didn't activate their effects. This card could be randomly respectable in Mana Dome, except that it's not. So, like, I don't know, like, this kind of makes no sense to me, honestly. It doesn't really look like it does too much. If this card was a quick play, it honestly would have been, like, really, really interesting. Would have been, like, a really cool new hand shop that, even though, sure, you can give a monster to your opponent, and it's somewhat reactive, at least it kind of does something to stop your opponent's combo from going off. But at the same time, it would have been maybe a little too good, maybe not if it's once per turn, and if it had, like, more restrictions. But yeah, this card definitely should have been a quick effect, because as an ignition effect on your own main phase, this is utter garbage. I love saying that. Alright, the next card is Invasive Alien Species IAS Light Reptile. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's once per turn, cannot be destroyed by battle by card effects while there is a face-up card in your opponent's field zone. Yeah, nobody cares. If there's a face-up card in your opponent's field zone, again, bro, what if my opponent doesn't play field spells? You can target one monster they control, destroy it, and if you do, this card gains 1,000. Pretty garbage. If there's a face-up card in your opponent's field zone, bro, oh my god, and this card is in your grave, you can special summon it. So this is pretty much only like a side deck card going second when your opponent very specifically always ends turn 1 with a field spell, because in the main deck, this is kind of whack, but if you're playing like Ogdoadic, you might as well play this because you can foolish it with Snake Rain, and it's gonna be like extra utility because it's a free extender when your opponent controls like a field spell. So it's not too bad, but it's also not fantastic, and it's not like a free agent, really. It's just like indirect Ogdoadic support, but for poor people. Alrighty, next up is Lament of the Immortal Bushi. 6 Samurai lore, but not really. Anyways, continue to spell, all monsters in your grave becomes warrior monsters. Nobody cares. Once per turn during the end phase, you can destroy all monsters you control. Fantastic. Can I even think of like any deck that might be able to abuse this? I really can't think of. There might be some FTK one day where this might randomly come in handy, but I don't know. This just looks like utter garbage. Again, my bad if I'm just repeating the exact same thing every single time. But yeah, finally, we got the final card, at least for now, Seishu Ruten. I swear to god, every single card has like a Japanese name. Yeah, this game's Japanese. Anyways, you can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. Target one fusion, synchro, exceeds, or link monster on the field, so pretty much any kind of extra deck monster. Return that face-up monster to the extra deck. Very interesting. So if your opponent chains Book of Moon, then it doesn't bounce back. Then you can special summon one appropriate monster from either graveyard to your field based on the type of monster returned. Okay, so if you're bouncing back a fusion, you get to summon back a monster with the same attribute as the returned monster. Alright. If you're bouncing back a synchro, it's a monster with a lower level than the returned monster. If it's an exceeds, it has to be a monster with a level equal to the monster's rank. Okay, wow, okay. Well, it makes sense, though. It's pretty much always going to be able to trigger. And if it's a link, it has to be a monster with the same type as the returned monster. Okay, so it doesn't have to be like necessarily a monster with the same link rating. So in other words, it doesn't have to be a link monster that you revive. Not too bad. This is like a more complicated compose for no reason, but you can bounce back your own cards. Not that you're gonna want to do that. But the fact that this could randomly be an interruption, it's kind of really similar to Ice Dragon's Prison for some reason, because you get to revive back a monster from your opponent's graveyard while also getting rid of a monster on the field. 2-in-1 package deal, and I like cards like that. I think this card is honestly the best card I've reviewed today. This, I want to say, might be a cute staple in the near future, honestly. But again, you might as well play Compulse if you don't want a headache, because this is a little too complicated for no reason, at least for the Monster Reborn part, but only being able to bounce back like extra deck monsters, and only if they're face up. So again, Book of Moon can dodge stuff like that. I mean, maybe Compose is also the same, like it's return that target and not return it. I don't know, you're gonna have to tell me, but yeah, let me know guys how you feel about these new cards. I don't know, some of them are cute, some of them are really gimmicky, but overall, I want to say it's pack failures, so it's not like we can complain too much. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say and showcase for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.